yoga teachers, if you have been wanting to go online, do not make these 3 mistakes. Or if you are online and you're not getting the results that you want, perhaps maybe these are some of the mistakes that you're making. So these are the 3 mistakes that I see most yoga teachers making when they want to go online. Why should you listen to me? Well, I don't know. It's up to you. You can do whatever you want. I have been practicing yoga for 40 years. And I have been teaching yoga for 25 years. I owned 3 yoga studios. And about 7 years ago, I decided to go online and start teaching yoga online. So I did online yoga teacher trainings, and I also hosted like hands-on adjustments and assists and alignment and cueing courses. And you can get all those courses on my website. I still sell them today. But about 3 years ago, I started helping other yoga teachers build their online yoga business. And so in that time, I have worked with hundreds of people, and I have seen people make a lot of mistakes and give up too soon. A lot of people give up way too soon. And I've noticed that there are 3 things that people consistently get wrong over and over. And so today I wanted to talk to you about what are those 3 things and how can you really avoid doing them or optimize your approach in doing these things. So the first thing is an offer that makes sense. No one is going to buy yoga classes from you online. People can easily get yoga classes on YouTube. They don't need to buy it from you. Your subscription model idea is a bad idea because you're going to be competing against, like, say you want to, you're like, I want to make a monthly subscription and have people subscribe. Well, what are they going to pay for your monthly subscription? Like $20? Because that's what you're competing against. You're competing against companies like OmStars, Yoga International. These companies have hundreds of yoga teachers working for them. They can pump out a lot of classes over time. So even if someone is willing to pay for a subscription, which is honestly like crazy when you could go and take yoga with Cassandra, yoga with Adrienne, Boho Beautiful, or like there's someone I really like called Yo Flaminga. I think she only has like 14,000 followers, but I love taking her classes. She does a really great job. So there's space to win on YouTube, but there's not space to make money on YouTube, especially now since YouTube did their like whole new thing where in order to become monetized, you have to have like 8 million short views it's really crazy. I don't know what it is exactly, but it just came out and it's kind of insane. But people don't make the money through monetization on YouTube. YouTube's about traffic. And I could make another video on what you really need, like what does traffic mean and how to use traffic. And if that's something you're interested in, put a comment below that you would like me to make a video on how to get traffic to your offer, because I would love to make a video about that as well if you're interested. But anyhow, so you need an offer that really makes sense, something that actually does something for the people. So like I've seen people do like yoga for hot flashes. Like that's a very specific thing. Now, I'm not saying to do that offer because a lot of people, especially in my generation, are doing perimenopause and menopause offers now. And so that market has become very competitive. And I wouldn't necessarily do that. Although I do think there's room for somebody who's very, very dedicated to make it happen. But that's part of what we're going to be talking about today. Anyhow, so your offer needs to make sense. It needs to be very specific. It needs to be something that people can tangibly say, that creates a specific result for me. And a lot of people just think they're going to get on and recreate what it is that they're doing in person. Number one, you cannot compete against big companies like OmStars. You can't make the volume of videos that you need to compete against like Yoga Glow and Yoga International. You're just not going to be able to do that as an individual person. And why would you want to? That's the whole point. See, that's the other thing is why would you want to? The whole point of teaching online for me was to get away from the grind of the yoga studio. So why would you want to now just do that same thing only online? That doesn't make any sense. So you want to have an offer that you don't have to spend that much time doing. But also think about the math of it. So if you were to start a subscription yoga service and you had 10 members, right, at $20 a month, that's $200 a month. That's it. $200 a month. Is that even right? God, that seems so, remember how your teacher was like, you'll never have a calculator. Yeah, that's 200. Okay. $200 a month. That's 10 members. Do you know how hard it is to get 10 members? Let's say you got, I wouldn't say even bother with doing a subscription if you couldn't get 30 members. So let's say you could get 30 members at $20 a month. That's $600 who's going to pay their rent in the United States of America for $600 a month? Nobody. So you're going to be if you have 30 members, they're going to want to have a lot of classes. So you're going to just be creating a ton of classes for $600 a month. That's crazy. Where you could have, let's say you did like a low ticket funnel. I teach a couple different things. I teach a low ticket funnel, which is like really hands off, and I teach a high ticket offer. So let's say you did a low ticket funnel and your offer was $47. That would be, you'd have to sell like 13 of those a month. Okay. Or you say like, I do mine for 77. So let's say you make something good enough and it could be 77. Although if you're going to run ads, you're going to want it to be lower. But anyhow, let's say you have to sell 8 of those, or just let's say we have to sell 13, like even 13, making 13 sales is easier than keeping 30 people in a membership every month. And then it's less work. Like you made it one time and you never have to do it again. And then you have like other offers that go along with that you sell to those people. So once you get a customer in, once you acquire a customer, I'm sorry, I'm touching my face so much. It's really hot where I live. And I'm on fire right now. It's like 120 degrees out. And this room does not have good air conditioning. I apologize. But anyhow, let's say you have like 13 people that you sell to every month and you build that up. And then over time, you create more and more offers that you can sell to those people, but you don't have to be working every single day. And now you've built an audience of people. That just to me makes so much more sense than building a subscription model that you have to like keep these people in the subscription. Like how many subscriptions are you in? I don't know about you, but every month I'm like looking and seeing, all right, well, what can I cut out? Like whatever. And like, we don't even keep Netflix every month. Which reminds me, I need to cancel that. We just keep like whatever it is that we're currently watching and then get rid of everything else. Same's going to be with you. So a subscription model, terrible idea. So you need an offer that really makes sense. You need it to be really clear too, like crystal clear what it is that they're getting. That's a big mistake people get because a confused mind always says no. So if someone doesn't understand what it is that you're selling, they're going to be really confused about it. So the second thing is you need systems in place. And this is another thing that people always get wrong. You've got to have systems in place. You need to have systems in place that run your offer while you're not doing it. Because if you're going to be running an online solopreneur business, just like what I do, I have a couple of contractors that work for me, but mostly I do everything myself. The thing is, you're going to have to be able to do this stuff while you sleep. So you're going to need a system in place that does that for you. So you really need like very strong, really great software that can do everything for you. I personally use a software called ClickFunnels. I'll put the link in the description because I do have a partnership with them where you get your first 3 months for a great deal. It's like $99 for the first 3 months, and then it's $97 a month for every month after that. Now, that might seem like a lot to you if you're not running a business, but think about how much you put into a yoga studio. Like for me, it was $15,000 off the top every single month just to break even at that studio. And that was like, I sold that in 2008. So back then, things weren't as expensive as they are now. So God only knows what it costs now to do a yoga studio, right? So that's kind of like your online rent. But like Kajabi's like $260 a month and doesn't do half as much. The cool thing I like about ClickFunnels is that you need a software that runs your email, that runs your website, hosts your funnels, hosts your course, can do appointments for you. Like ClickFunnels can do all this stuff for you, and it's $97 a month. So, I don't know. YouTube has a very long shelf life. So if you're watching this years after I've filmed this, I don't know if they're still going to have this offer, but I'm going to put the link in the description. So the third thing that you really need to be successful online that most yoga teachers are getting wrong is that you need to have strong and consistent advertising. You need to have strong and consistent advertising. And yoga teachers don't understand this. They think that selling their stuff is somehow like against the rules of yoga, or you're not supposed to sell yoga, or whatever. They feel bad, or they just don't have that skill sets, or salespeople have a really bad rap. Whatever it is that you're thinking in your mind, just know that someone else put that in your brain because sales run the world. Don't think of sales as a bad thing. You're not a sleazy salesman. What you are is you're selling sales that wear well. There's a guy named Harry Friedman. He had a philosophy called sales that wear well, things that people can actually use. So I used to work for a company called L'Occitane. And when I would sell the things to them there, like bubble bath and body lotion and shower gel, right? I would ask them enough questions to understand what their needs really were so that I could sell them the thing that actually would help them. I didn't want people to go home and be like, gosh, I wish I hadn't spent $28 on this bubble bath. I wanted people to go home and take a bath in that lavender bubble bath and be like, wow, this smells so amazing. And it really does. Honestly, like their stuff is good, but they just got bought out by BlackRock. So God only knows if they're good anymore. But I want people to go home and like smell that bubble bath and be like, this is so amazing. I wish that I got more of this, or I'm going to go back and get this again because it just relaxes me and helps me to feel really great. This is the kind of concept that you want for people who buy things from you. You want them to be like, wow, that was so amazing. Now, you also have to detach yourself from the outcome because there's so much online that it can be really difficult to make everyone happy. You're not going to make everyone happy. In fact, there's going to be people that really don't like you online. There are people that really don't like me online. It's been a part of it that I have really struggled with. And it's something that has stopped me from being consistent. And I just can't allow that to continue on in my life. But that's what I'm talking about today is that consistency will actually be something that will stop you. So that's a big mistake that people make is that they're not consistent enough. And I'm pretty consistent. I just kind of took the summer off because I was like, I need a break. I've been working really hard for a really long time and I'm a hard worker, but I needed a break. So we all need a break, but I think people take a break a little bit sooner than they need to. I didn't take a day off for 7 years. All right. So I took a few days off this summer. Anyhow, you people don't realize like how consistent you have to be successful online. You need to post at least twice a day. You need to, if you're going to do YouTube, it's got to be minimum once a week. Minimum, right? Twice a week is better. If you're going to write blogs, you need to write a minimum once a week. You can't promote enough. If you're going to like run ads, you need to turn that frequency up so people are seeing your ads more and more. You got to run like 25 different pieces of copy to figure out which one's going to work. Like ads are a whole other thing that are super crazy and they can really help you though, because content creation can get exhausting, but you have to create a lot of content. You can't create enough content. My goal is for every time people open that Instagram app, if they follow me, to see me every single time, right? You just want to keep creating a ton of content. And I think people struggle with that because they're like, oh, I don't want to. But here's the thing. You will suck at whatever it is that you've never done before. You're not going to be great at it. But the more that you practice it, the better you'll get at it, the easier it will get. When I started creating really good reels and TikToks and things that people actually wanted to watch, because for years I created stuff that people didn't want to watch that wasn't any good because you got to get the reps in. You have to like keep trying at it. People give up way too soon, way too soon. I've seen people like create offers and then give up like a month or 2 months into it. It's years. It is years that you have to put the effort in to be successful. It is years of consistently posting 2 to 3 times a day before you will see any kind of return on your online business. That is how online works. But at the same time, there are people winning huge online. Will it be you? Probably not. Probably not. Because here's the reality. Out of every 100 people go online, probably like one of them makes it. Now, those aren't hard statistics. I don't have any math on it, but I do know that I've watched a lot of people and people just don't put the work in. They give up. They think that I'm going to take this course or I'm going to build this offer or I'm going to do this thing and then instantly I'm going to make a ton of money. That is not how it works. It takes a long time. It takes consistent effort. And you might think I put in a whole bunch of effort and it hasn't worked. Yeah, it probably isn't working right now. It's people give up really, really easy. Most people are going to give up in the first month. And then you got some people that'll give up in like the third month. And then you got some people that'll give up like 6 months in. And then you got the people that stay a year, and those people will start to see that it's working because you need to have a lot of stuff. You're training an algorithm to be friendly to you. So that takes work. It's a computer. It doesn't have any emotion, right? It just takes a lot. If you look at your top creators that are being consistent and making money online, you don't really know who's making money and who's not. That's another thing. But anyhow, you look at people who are making money online, they're being consistent. They're not posting once a week. They're not. They're posting multiple times a day. I don't know if any of you are on TikTok and you see Victor talk right now. Victor is making it because Victor posts like 7 times a day minimum. Victor's out there posting all the time. Be like Victor. Anyhow, if you're not on TikTok, you will not know what I'm talking about. If you're not chronically online, you won't know what I'm talking about. Anyhow, 3 things. that yoga teachers, oh gosh, it's so hot. The three things that yoga teachers are getting wrong when they want to go online. One is that their offer doesn't make sense. You need to have an offer that makes sense. Two is that they don't have systems in place. You need to have systems in place that sell for you while you sleep, or you will not make it online. And three, you need to stay consistent with your marketing and advertising. That is the only way to make it, and consistent to a level that you never thought you would have to do that much work. Like just super consistent. Those are the people that are winning. If that's what you want to do, if you want to win online, these are the things that you need to do. Now, those are not guarantees. There are no guarantees in life. There are no guarantees. Only God can guarantee your future. But I will tell you that this is what I have seen work. Anyhow, if you would like help with any of this, go to the description below. There is a link to sign up to get my free training that talks about how you can make it online and what it is that I do and how I help people build their online business, how I mentor people for their business. So I do offer an extensive business mentorship, and I would love to work with you if you're someone who works really hard. If not, girl, don't even come to my door. Don't think it's going to be free. It costs a lot of money to build a business online, just like it costs money to build a business in person. And your idea of a lot is different than mine, probably. But I've built many businesses, and so I understand how ROI works. And I believe in myself. I believe in myself. So if you believe in yourself, I would love to work with you as well. Click the link below. Make sure that you subscribe and follow, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.